Welcome to today's deep dive. So, you know, when you're in a massive sports bar or maybe a giant corporate office and you see screens everywhere.
Oh yeah, screens on basically every possible wall.
Right. Well, behind the drywall of those places is often a multi-thousand-dollar logistical nightmare just waiting to happen.
Absolutely.
And today we're looking at a product spec page from HDTV Supply for a device that actually prevents those networks from just, collapsing under their own weight.
Yeah, and it's this incredibly unassuming, like $105 piece of hardware. It's called the Intelix AVO-SVA2-F video, an analog stereo audio balloon.
Quite the name.
Definitely a mouthful. But to really appreciate why this Intelix unit is such a lifesaver, you have to look at the physical limitations of unbalanced analog signals.
So we're talking about your standard S-video and RCA audio.
Right, exactly. Pushing those older formats over long distances is, well, it's incredibly messy.
It's basically like trying to push a wide-load convoy down a single-lane highway.
That is a great way to put it.
Yeah, like it's bulky, it takes up a massive amount of physical space inside a wall, and it catches every single bit of electrical interference along the route.
And the further you go, the more degraded that signal gets, which, forces installers into a real corner.
Tearing open walls, right.
Yeah, tearing open walls to run heavily shielded, thick coaxial cables just to protect that signal. And doing that is prohibitively expensive.
Which brings us to the balloon mechanism itself. And the word balloon is actually a portmanteau, right?
Yeah, it stands for balanced to unbalanced. It essentially alters the electrical impedance so those older analog formats can travel over standard thin Cat5e or Cat6 networking cables.
I want to pause on that mechanism for a second because it's entirely analog. Like, it's not digitizing or encoding the signal at all.
Right, which is a super common misconception.
Exactly. So instead of relying on heavy physical shielding to block interference, the balloon takes the analog signal and splits it into two identical signals, but it flips the polarity of one of them.
Yep, so as they travel down those tightly twisted pairs of a Cat5 cable, they both pick up the exact same electrical noise from the environment.
And then what happens at the other end?
Well, when they reach the destination, the device flips that inverted signal back.
Okay, so the noise picked up along the way is now out of phase with itself?
Exactly, so it gets mathematically canceled out. It's literally the exact same principle as noise-canceling headphones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that common mode noise rejection is the actual reason this Intelix unit can push high-fidelity audio. I mean, from 20 hertz all the way up to 20 kilohertz.
And video, too.
Right, video bandwidth up to 8 megahertz. And it does all of that for a full 1,000 feet without degrading.
Wait, okay, I'm looking at the spec sheet right now. The current sale price is $105.84.
Down from the $117 MSRP, yeah.
Right, but if it's altering impedance and splitting polarities to push this analog signal down a Cat5 cable, a standard TV at the destination isn't going to understand that raw, balanced signal.
No, it absolutely will not.
So wait, you'd have to buy a second unit just to translate it back to standard S-video and RCA?
You absolutely do, yeah. The specs mention a compatible wall plate, the AVO-SVA2-W-F,
Okay.
or you can just use a second standalone receiver. But it takes two to complete the circuit. One balloon matches the impedance and balances the signal at the source, and the second one reverses the process at the destination.
I see. So the true cost of the setup is double that unit price.
Basically, yeah.
But even factoring in a paired set, I mean, the economics must still heavily favor the installer.
Oh, by an enormous margin. Think about it. You are utilizing a building's existing RJ45 network cabling.
Which is already everywhere.
Exactly. The labor cost of pulling new, thick coaxial cable through an established building completely dwarfs the cost of a couple of balloons.
You're just bypassing the structural headache entirely.
You really are. And HDTV Supply backs the hardware with a 2-year warranty and free lifetime tech support.
Which seriously mitigates the risk for contractors who are putting these in the walls.
Yeah, it's a huge safety net.
It's just such a brilliant piece of translation hardware. It takes that physical problem of the bulky, noise-prone wide load and repackages it.
Right, into sleek, perfectly balanced signals.
Exactly. Signals that can just slip right through the building's existing twisted pair carpool lanes.
It's incredibly elegant. Next time you see a crisp image on a screen in a crowded venue, think about the hardware silently shuttling those signals through the walls.
Yeah, it's wild to think about.
It really leaves you wondering just how much of our cutting-edge visual world is secretly propped up by analog ghosts just riding on digital highways. Like, it makes you want to look at what other obsolete tech in your own home is quietly surviving by piggybacking on modern infrastructure.